Break, Randy and I were talking about some upcoming summer blockbusters that we are excited to see, but why wait for any of that when you're watching SportsCenter right now and the NHL and NBA playoffs are happening, so we're getting real deal drama played out right in front of our eyes.
I said Toy Story 5.
Yes.
And you said, what about Game 5 in the Lakers-Rockets series? I
also said Mortal Kombat.
I said, hey, Gary, we got to get there first. Rockets trying to stay alive. They're down 3-0, looking to avoid the sweep at home. Got to deal with that man without this one. Kevin Durant, or I think that's Kevin Durant.
I just see a floating beanie.
All I see is camouflage, which you can't really see. Alperen Şengün gave his team a pep talk, a speech at shoot-around. He said, I didn't give up on this series, and I wanted everyone to know that. And Ahmed Thompson said he took it to heart. Thompson, mid-range jumper. He said that Şengün said, quote, this is not how we end it. And Şengün said, he was telling me it really motivated him. I was like, my English was good? I messed up one point. And Thompson said, I don't care. I still understand. Sure did. Made the free throw there. Rockets would lead by 9 at the break. Thompson out to Reed Shepherd. Goes all. What was that? Boondock Saints. Do you ever see that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Shepherd's We Shall Be.
Good movie.
Shepherd with the 3, and Thompson banking it off the glass, working on his first 20-point game of his playoff career. Tari Eason forcing one of 24 Laker turnovers. And then Crab Şengün is just going to take it himself.
Oh, come on, sweet and sour.
Look at this Shen God. He had 19 points, gave the fade a couple days to grow in. That was kind of touch and go, the haircut was. Şengün working on DeAndre Ayton, and Ayton gives him a forearm to the neck and head, and he was ejected, a flagrant 2. Even Şengün thought the ejection was a little soft. Ayton explained in his quote, we are both sweaty guys. I just slipped off his shoulder. Durant waving goodbye to Ayton after the ejection. And how about Thompson? A game-high 23 points, his first playoff game with 20 points and 5 dimes as the Rockets avoid the sweep. 115-96. Things got a little chippy after the game. LeBron James and Jeff Green would get in the middle of it. The Unks would not allow for any shenanigans.
Obviously, we know coming into the series, we have to protect the ball versus them, not have too many pick sixes, which we did all night. And I mean, it started with me, obviously. Defense wasn't our problem. It was our offense. Defense wasn't our problem. We turned the ball 23 times for 30 points. So, yeah, another turnover right there. So,
24.
Yeah, 24. 24.
Sense of humor there. Better believe we have a sense of humor here with Monica McNutt to help us break it down. Monica, what changed there in Game 4 for the Rockets to get that win?
Good morning, Randy Scott. I think it's just so hard to replicate the desperation of about to be eliminated. And the Rockets showed that. Now, on the basketball front of it, I thought they took tremendous pride in their defense. You heard LeBron James there, 30 points off of turnovers, but also they knocked down threes, and that has been a story in most of these playoff series in this year of NBA basketball. They shot 40% from the three-point line. That was good to knock down 12 of those, and the Lakers shot a dismal 23% from the three-point line. So I thought the young Rockets squad took a lot of pride in keeping this series going, and it's just hard to replicate that level of desperation.
Yeah, it's hard to stay hungry when you've been fed, as the Lakers had through 3 games. Game 5 is Wednesday. It's back in L.A., 10 Eastern on ESPN, and we are back with Monica in a moment.
Yeah, first we got Game 4. Spurs up in Portland. Hey, Wemby is back after missing Game 3 after the concussion he sustained in Game 2, which was a Blazers win. They're trying to go up 3-1, though, is Wemby and the Spurs. Hey, headspace looks good. We're going to get to Wemby and the lead-up, getting the all-clear to go in this game. And there's a little touch and go. Spurs were down by 2, and then midway through the second quarter, Denny Avdia falling away. He had a team-high 26, and the Blazers all of a sudden were up by 17. Remember, they had a 15-point lead in Game 3 that the Spurs chipped away at. Would that be the case in Game 4? Donovan Clingan over the 7-5 Wemby to splash the 3. The Spurs were down 17 at the break, their largest halftime deficit since 2017. But Steph Castle to Wemby. Spurs starting their own run, now down 15. They outscored Portland by 38 in the second half. There's De'Aaron Fox, not the step scorer, just the scorer who stepped up. Luke Kornet getting up for the get down. Spurs now down 3. A minute later, Devin Vassell, baseline jumper, got it. All part of a 21-4 run. And now we got a tie ball game, tied at 62. Dylan Harper, who had a massive game off the bench in Game 3, misses that, but Wemby's there to clean it up. Spurs outscored the Blazers 33-16 in the third, so we're tied going into the fourth. Steph Castle to Wemby. This give and go, that connection, deadly. 27 points, 11 boards, 7 blocks for Wemby. The Spurs have a lead. Fox sizing up the defense or the defense. Counting the threes. 28 points for Fox. And then we got a little chippy here. Steph Castle, here, you take it, Danny Avdia. And then Danny Avdia taking exception.
You wanted to say what he said.
Well, you could say anything on TV once, Randy. And what did he say? Oh, hey, Spurs win the game, but the lead up to getting Wemby cleared.
At what point tonight did they let you know for sure you were going to be able to play? Like, how long did you have to wait?
I want to answer this question.
Anyone else? Right here in the middle.
They, who do you mean by they? And let me ask you the question. Who do you mean by they? Okay, I won't answer.
Just to clarify, it's not the Spurs staff at all. It's the league.
It's the NBA.
The league appointed doctor.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, the doctors on either side were great.
Wemby got cleared to play in Game 4 about an hour before tip-off. Monica is back. Okay, despite all of maybe the post-game drama, the Spurs climbed back from a 19-point deficit to win this game. How did they do so?
Okay, so Victor Wembanyama is a very cerebral basketball player. I think it just took this team getting warmed up through two quarters, and at halftime they made the adjustments. Literally, they come out of the third quarter and they outperform basically the Blazers in almost every statistical category, including Victor Wembanyama, who has 4 blocks alone in that quarter. There was a shift in the energy, there was a shift in the aggressiveness, not to mention the speed of these guys. It's absolutely deadly. And then they forced turnovers, and so they made the Blazers uncomfortable. I mean, you can't give up points off turnovers the way that the Blazers did to a team like the Spurs with Victor on the floor.
Okay, Monica, so maybe falling into a double-digit deficit once, an anomaly. Twice, though, you're starting to show a pattern. So that being said, the Spurs falling down double digits early in games. Going into the playoffs, obviously, the competition's going to get better. Does that give you pause as far as how far this Spurs team could go?
Stricey, it's a great question, but I also will tell you to zoom out of this particular series and look around the playoffs. In today's NBA, these 15 to 19 point deficits are not what they used to be. And so this young team showing the fortitude to be able to close these gaps, particularly by turning on their defensive effort. And of course, last night they shot the 3-ball really well. I believe they knocked down 14 threes. They look like the rest of these veteran teams in these positions as well. And so, yes, the competition will get steeper. You might not be able to continue to come back from that, but it's not something that is unique that I would apply to the youth of this group because we're seeing it around the league.
Randy, did you hear that? I asked Monica a great question. I don't think she said that about any of your questions.
She didn't.
Game 5 tomorrow, back in San Antonio, 9:30 Eastern on ESPN. Monica, great to see you as always.
You guys.